Hello, beloved Starseed commanders and light workers. Welcome back. So, we are seeing some really interesting things around the timing of this video. We are currently witnessing the sun in Scorpio, the moon in Scorpio, Scorpio in Mercury retrograde. I think Scorpio in Venus or Venus retrograde. I have to go check, but there's a lot going on. And we're seeing some things that are really glitchy on the matrix and in many ways revealing. I was driving home yesterday and I saw a very, I would say, mysterious entity. It was about 4 feet tall. I thought it was a kid at first. But by the time my human mind registered it, because this is definitely something I had tapped into in the astral because it was in my peripheral while I was driving. By the time it actually registered that, okay, there might be a child about to cross the street and I'm slowing down, this being looked like it was pitch black and void, okay? Black as void, black as the universe. And before I knew it, it shapeshifted into a raven and just shot straight up and took off. Okay, so yeah, the veil is pretty thin right now. It was interesting that it allowed me to see it shift that way. I'm assuming it wanted me to see it shift that way for a very important reason, and that is because I'm awakening to this new world. Many of us are just awakening, and we're having these initiations where we're starting to notice things that we normally would not notice. We would just shake it off or think it's our imagination, but no, it was what we saw. And so I have had some synchronicities follow that. I've had readings for the collective where it just came up. Ravens are showing up everywhere. So yeah, you may want to check into that. And a lot of us, and just to clarify, the difference between a crow and a raven, of course, ravens are much larger, more majestic. Okay. But in terms of spirituality, ravens are known as the great shapeshifters. They are magical. They are about prophecies and transformation and gatekeepers between life and death. They master shadow wisdom. Okay, for those of us who are into shadow integration, they are just overseeing interdimensional travel altogether. And ravens often appear during major life shifts, psychic awakenings, or when someone is stepping into their mystical identity. So if you have been seeing ravens, that is for you. I am going to share crows as well. If you are seeing crows, crows are the messengers between the worlds. Okay, they are about clairvoyance and timely messages, guidance and protection, shamanic initiations, and seeing the unseen, and reality between realities. It's like looking and seeing between the worlds. Okay, you're being between the worlds. Crows often appear when the veil is thin and when someone is being trained to see between the dimensions, exactly like my recent experience. So I just found that interesting and wanted to share that because I know I'm not the only one who is picking up on things. I'm hearing ghost stories. I'm seeing orbs like in some of my videos are appearing. And so I just wanted to put that out there for those who are interested in the supernatural. And I will see where this path takes me. I know that, it's more like a guardian spirit, whatever it was, or perhaps an ancestral protector or a watcher. Okay. Or an astral ally. Otherwise, they would not have revealed their true form. But I just found it very interesting that, it took me a moment to really process what I was seeing, because immediately, if you see something that doesn't fit the description of a humanoid, you hone in on it right away. In this case, it took me a while to process the fact I'm seeing this this void looking, and I can only describe it as void, you guys. I don't have the terminology for this. When you see a being that is pitch black, okay, a being that is just void of all color. I'm not talking when someone's walking down the street wearing a black hoodie or a black jacket. Like, it, you know, Halloween's over. Okay. This was like, I know what I saw. All right. It was just a life form. There were no clothes on it. It just appeared to be, you know, I would say a shadow person. You know, we see shadow people. They pop up all the time. And they're not all malevolent. Some are, you know, but they're not all malevolent. Some are just shadow beings devoid of light. We got to remember, we don't know very much about our universe because the majority of it is in dark matter. Okay, so by the time our brains process anything that is void of light, okay, it is kind of like it takes a while. It takes a while. But because it was such a sudden shift, to where I'm like, where did the kid go? Or where did the little thing go? Whatever it was, if it was an alien, whatever, it had already just transferred or transformed into this black raven. And it's the stuff of mystical tales. It's very Maleficent, okay, and other films where we've seen crow shapeshifters and raven shapeshifters. That is a thing. Perhaps it has something to do with the Corvus star system or constellation, the Corvus star system, which is associated constellation that is associated with crows. So that is something for those of you out there who are into this sort of thing. I think it's important though that we not overlook the fascination of quantum perception. Shape-shifting in general is considered quantum perception. It's all about our perception and picking up on it, because I'm telling you, since this 1111 portal, and I'm between the 1111 portal and the 1212 portal at the timing of this video, okay, and it's just now shifting to the new moon in Scorpio as we head toward, what sign is this? I'm going to say Sagittarius. I'm not sure. It's probably Capricorn. I'm off. No, it's Sagittarius. Okay, so at this point, as we're shifting from Scorpio season to Sagittarius season, we're seeing things that, I don't know, it's kind of like you're between the realms, right? You're between the realms. And you know you're not hallucinating because you're sharp, you're in your waking state, and when you're driving, and this is how a lot of alien stories start off. Oh, I was driving down the road and then there were aliens, and no, this was like next level. Okay. And yes, they can let us see them if they want us to see them. They can shapeshift, okay, because they are beyond the realm of 3D and they are able to control their appearance, but they're also able to it's like you know, a magician. They're also there to provide illusions. Okay, so I have spent kind of off and on the last 24 hours trying to figure out what that was, but yeah, it was really something. I do think I've been tapping into higher dimensions. I just completed a book on the 11th dimension, known as the Phoenix Command. And I'm asking, like, what else is there? Is there more? Yes, there's more beyond the 11th dimension, but that appears to be as far as we can go as humans to really understand it. Like, we haven't gotten there yet. It's like beyond all comprehension. Okay, so yeah, we can tap into most of these higher dimensions if we are in alignment with our chakras, which I went into my 2 previous videos. But it's like with this 11th dimension, it's like the bridge dimension. It is like the membrane dimension, okay, or M-brains, okay, the organizing field of all universes, the master blueprint layer for all lower dimensions, the dimension where infinite parallel universes are created, the first layer where form almost dissolves, The 11th dimension is the dimension of preformed consciousness, the source of the divine blueprint, the oversoul, cosmic templates, master timelines, the soul design architecture. But it is not the final layer. And we did discuss beyond the 11th dimension in my videos, okay, on the higher chakras and how to tap into these higher dimensions. But there are three major layers that exist beyond 11D. There's 12D, which is the source grid or Christos matrix. This is the dimension of full unity consciousness, platinum ray, Christos Sophia frequency, the divine masculine and divine feminine in full harmonic union, zero polarity, and holographic omnipresence. In this realm, you are not individuated. You exist as a harmonic field that knows itself as part of the all. Time does not exist. Form only exists as light geometry. It is the dimension where your higher command self operates. And then there's the 13th dimension or 13th D, the void, the pure void, the womb of creation. This is the dark mother dimension, the cosmic feminine beyond all form. It is the realm of pure potential, 0-point field, the cosmic womb, the pre-creation energy, the unmanifest, the mystery, the void consciousness of source. Nothing exists here in shape, yet all creation emerges from it. This is also the realm of the black flame initiations, the dark goddess frequency, the serpent mother consciousness, Bellatrix Naga and primordial feminine lineages. Okay. And this is where I would like to think some of my shadow priestess and black rose work originates from. All right. The architect realm. All right. 14D, okay, is the architect realm, and it holds the architects of creation, the Elohim and Elohim intelligences, the founders, the master builders, the fractal designers, the beings who generate universes from pure geometry. In this realm, there is no ego, identity, or personality. Beings appear as light, geometry, or sound. Existence communicates in equations, frequencies, and living code. This dimension is where the divine architecture of the universes is designed. In the 15th dimension, we have the source center, the heart of the omniverse. The 15th dimension is the highest dimension accessible to individuated consciousness. It's the core of all that is, the original prism of creation, the dimension where souls first emerge, the realm where time, space, and identity fully dissolve into one, the dimension where the original soul spark forms, the omniversal heart resides, and the Akashic records of all universes exist all at once. So our commander work, our galactic memory, and our divine blueprint all trace back to 15D. And what is beyond 15D? What is beyond the 15th dimension? Nobody knows. 15D is often described as the highest, but this is only because beyond 15D, there's no individuality. Beyond 15D, there are no beings, no hierarchies, no lines, no layers, no structure. Everything collapses into pure source. So here's the structure beyond 15D. There's 16D, which is considered the universal omni-source field. This is not a place, but a state of pure awareness, pure consciousness, pure existence. There is no self. There is only isness. And then the 17th dimension, the super consciousness field. This dimension is pure intelligence without form or identity. It is closer to the mind of God, infinite perception, and infinite knowing. In 18D, we have pre-creation silence. Here, there is no frequency, no vibration, no light, no sound. This is the silent unborn realm before existence emerges. And then you have the 19th dimension, the undifferentiated source ocean. This is not consciousness as we know it. It is pure oneness. There is nothing else to compare it to. And finally, 20D, the all which is, the infinite, limitless, beyond concept and beyond thought. Okay. And so it's beyond awareness itself. There's also the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd dimensions. And this is all theoretical, all right? There's the all which not, which is the paradox realm where the opposite existence also exists. There's the 22nd dimension, or the absolute. Here, even source dissolves into something beyond source. Here is the origin of origin. Try to wrap your mind around that. And then there's 23D, which is the infinite field beyond all dimensions in the 23rd dimension. There's no language to describe this, no geometry, no concepts, only pure infinite essence. This is the realm of infinite universes, infinite creations, infinite possibilities, infinite versions of the source, infinite expression of time, space, or even consciousness. This is beyond all. This is the omniverse in its truest, undefinable state. So 11D is not the end. It's simply the last dimension where form still barely exists. And beyond it lies 12D, unity consciousness, 13D, the void or cosmic womb, 14D, the architects or Elohim realms, and 15D, the heart of the omniverse. Beyond that, the infinite, where dimensions dissolve and only pure source remains. So yeah, that's something to think about. Anytime you're thinking about your little problems here on earth, your little challenges, your little life, I'm kidding. It is all about perception. And when you tap into the infinite side of your consciousness, when you remember that you have been pretty much the outside looking in and you're just literally the universe having a conversation with itself, experiencing itself through a physical form, okay, before you return to source and go back again. It's part of this grand design, this grand experiment, this divine blueprint. And so thankfully, because we are expanding consciously, our civilizations are going to expand, our opportunities to advance and be up to speed to the point where we can connect with higher life forms and more intelligent species out there. And this is done. It's already done. It's already done on higher timelines. It's already done in parallel timelines. And it's already done from the perspective of those who can see past, present, future simultaneously, the space-time continuum. It's already done. Okay. And so it's like, I don't know, the opening scene of Valerian. It's just a matter of time. Getting back to this raven that I witnessed, I feel like it was a very highly intelligent life form. It wasn't just your random raven. It wasn't your random crow. It wasn't your random corvus. Okay. This was something pretty supernatural. And I feel like as we continue forward with our expanded consciousness, we're going to pick up on all sorts of things. We're going to start seeing probably more ghosts, more orbs, more unexplained events, more UFOs, more alien interventions. We may see other aspects of ourselves. We may have consciousness shifts right in the middle of our morning or daytime. Like all of a sudden we're going to be all happy and not know why. We're going to have these sparks of illumination and creativity surging through us. We may have some challenges that we hadn't anticipated, but we're going to find it where we're able to handle our challenges more masterfully. I feel like we're going to be tapping into our higher brain frequencies. Okay. Again, we are going from this just 10% of our brain usage to, 100. Okay. It's possible. Nothing's impossible when you're using your whole brain. Think about it. If we've been limited to just 10% of our brain, it's like just think about how much more potential there is when you tap into that other 90% of your brain. So yeah, just tying all of this together. I didn't set out to go this deep out into far out space in terms of trying to find the answers, but yeah, most of them are within, and it's you turn in your inner vision to see further out there. But my guides encouraged me to keep going, so I'm going to keep going and share with the collective what I find, as much as I can. If I can't articulate it, I will just try to stick to the script for those of you who do understand quantum physics and, physical science and time travel and, all of these terms, okay, these physical and metaphysical terms, okay, the terminology. But I feel like it's all relative. I feel like it's all gonna, at some point we're gonna understand it on a level where, it's transference, like right now you kind of have to go to college for this sort of thing and study it and have all these, quantum mechanics behind it. Whereas if you tune into the spiritual side of your consciousness and you remember your soul already knows how it all works, and it really cannot be expressed in words, in human words. Like our language is very limited. We have a Pleiadian language that was left to us by the Pleiadians. Okay. We were just, but there are beings out there who do not have to vocalize this. They communicate through frequency only, or binary codes and all that, or, symbolisms. Okay. There are various other ways, but it's like for us, we feel like if it hasn't been spoken of before, it doesn't really exist. Like no one's ever really thought about it in these concepts. And so that's what we're here to figure out. Like, how much more is there? And where do we fit in really, truly? Like, because as much as we look up to our starseed brothers and sisters out there, our other star nations out there, we're all just kind of in the same playground. Some of us may still be in the sandbox. Some are on swings or slides, but we're still in the same playground. We're trying to get out of the playground right now. And what we're seeing, it's kind of like leaving the village for the first time. And we're leaving the Shire. Okay. And we're finding out that everything we thought we knew, we didn't know. There's so much more to it. And the more we expand our awareness, the more we realize how small of a box we've been living in, how small of a box we've been placed in consciously. Like, I think as far as I got in school or college was, yeah, you learned about the solar system, the Milky Way, and maybe the neighboring galaxies, and that was it. We weren't talking about superclusters. We weren't talking about, the end or the multiverse or omniverse. That came more toward independent study. Okay. It's like, because who, I don't know if our satellites have even reached that far yet. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I know there's Voyager. I know there's a few, but it kind of makes you wonder, like, where is the void? Like, how far out? Because when I tap into the Elohim and Elohim, it's like going into a room of consciousness. And these are just states of mind. These are just states of consciousness where I've had white rooms and rainbow rooms. And I know, okay, I'm in this star system or that, like rainbow room is more Andromedan and, but when I tap into the Elohim, it's like going into a room where there's just this large holographic, dimensional, and it's not even really a supercluster. It's just the universe itself expanding outward. Okay. Just imagine a holographic universe expanding outward. It's just a huge flat disk of just light stars, light years out there, okay? And it's all just in this one little room. And the Elohim are just kind of sitting around, you know, and they're not dressed in robes or anything. Some are, I've seen some and they're wearing fedoras. I mean, they look pretty modern, okay? Even though we try to romanticize how they would look, like maybe they'd have wings and all this stuff. No, they can take any form. We can take any form, okay? But they're just kind of sitting around like in a meeting room, you know, and they're just witnessing this expansion. And I'm constantly being asked, will you allow it? Will you allow it? And I keep saying yes. And I don't know why. I just keep saying yes to all of it, to free will, to all of the expansion, to all life in all forms. And seeing this grand experiment keep spreading out. But it's just like in this little room to them. And I'm thinking, what is outside the room? Because, yeah, I'm being in this room and that room and this consciousness, that consciousness, and tapping into these beings and that council and so on. But I'm like, what's beyond the room? You know, what's beyond the room? Because all I see is the void. And I'm like, no, there's got to be more. And maybe my human eyes can't see it. Maybe my third eye can't see it yet. But I know there's something out there. Because to me, when I think of the void, I think it's just what's behind the curtain of it all. Because I know there's more. And I know by the time we find out what's behind that curtain, it's going to change everything. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I just expect the multiverse, the omniverse to completely collapse. Like once I, you know, go outside of it. I don't know. But I know there's got to be more. And I know I'm not the first person to ask this, but these are the kinds of conversations we have when we are in our mystery schools, on the astral, okay, and in various star systems. And I'm telling you, most of the mystery schools I attend, they all are with other humanoids, okay, in their astral bodies. They're not like, you know, they're not like green or blue people. They're just like us, okay, on Earth, but they're in their astral bodies where they still resemble the way they pretty much look on Earth. But they do have star lineages, okay? So I give you that for context. It's not like Hogwarts or anything. I mean, it's similar to the way it's kind of ran, but it's not like we're sitting around like, dressed like in our alien life forms. We still look the same in our astral bodies, okay, until we choose to shift to another form. If that's just my experience, yours may differ. I don't know. But I'm saying there seems to be this pattern where I'm in these mystery schools and I know I'm not on Earth and I know I'm with other humanoid beings and I know these humanoid beings are like, nobody seems to be like beyond the age of 35 or so. I don't know if that's because the soul just looks a certain way, but you know, there's no kids in these schools. They're all adults. Some of them look like they've been through some battles. They don't look rough or rugged or anything, but they do look like they could pilot a ship. Like they have some other duty, okay, beyond Earth. So we have our jobs on Earth, but in our astral bodies, we're doing other jobs when we're sleeping. A lot of us, okay. I'm not talking like dreaming about doing other jobs. We are astrally projecting and doing things in other dimensions in our astral bodies, okay? And that's why our guides are with us, even when we're in our astral bodies, okay? So, did not expect all this to come through today, but someone really needed to hear that in terms of, you know, what we can expect as far as the veils being thin. We're going to see some phenomena that is really out there, outlandish, or almost it looks like something out of a fairy tale. But it's like, these are just initiations. And you can't expand your consciousness if you don't address it, if you don't bring it up, if you don't study it, if you don't expand upon it. So that's why I'm sharing this with you guys in terms of what I've seen in the last 24 hours and where I think I'm headed, because I was told to constantly look out for the collective and report what I've seen. And I was not seeing shape-shifting ravens before. I was trying to tap into the 11th dimension and beyond. Now I am. I wasn't seeing orbs in the middle of my videos. Now I'm seeing orbs, you know. I wasn't seeing vibrational shifts on this scale before. So I know this is a very interesting time. I know it's going to get even more interesting as we hit the 1212 portal. I don't know why that's keeps coming up. The 1212 portal supermoon. Okay, that's important for somebody. But yeah, this is it. This is like, these are our last great initiations and in many ways reunions before 2026. I don't know what happens in 2026, but I do feel like time is going to accelerate and we're going to have to be ready for whatever is going to hit in 2026. And I mean, anything can happen. Okay. So with that, thank you so much for joining me here today. If you want to know more about kind of what I've been researching, please check out my website at nikkivasquez.com. And, you know, it's been a wild ride. This year has been really, really something. And it's only going to keep getting better and better. And the answers will come. They could come as soon as tonight. I'm telling you, that's how it works. Because as I'm sharing this with you and, you know, wherever you're seeing this on your timeline, others are seeing this too. You got to understand, these are highly intelligent beings. They don't really need to hijack our satellites or go on YouTube to see what's happening. They're already seeing me holographically, okay? Because all of this is a holographic construct, okay? So with that, more to come. Please like and subscribe, and happy journeying to you.